Welcome back to Breaking Black Podcast. You're back with your host, Tina G and Fancy Arlie. Today, we're going to be talking about celebrity culture. Now, there's a lot going on in social media right now between breakups and scandals, public arrests, and all kinds of things going on. I don't even know where to start. But recently, there's been a lot swirling in the media about Cardi B and Offset. And kind of like, what they've been doing as far as their public rants on social media.
It's wildly entertaining. Like Cardi going on her rants.
It's no fun when mama got the gun, right? It's no fun when I'm slinging, right? Now we're going to court war, right? And I told you, get off my phone. Give a I'm tired.
She got star power. She's always had this. This headline says Offset claims estranged wife Cardi B slept with another man while pregnant. Tell the truth.
I know it's a tough spot because there's some infidelity involved. And, I'm pretty sure every woman and man out there knows what it feels like to be in a situation where, someone's out there cheating. So what are your thoughts on kind of like, what's been happening as far as the public displays with them going back and forth? About what's going on in the relationship and even just kind of how they're feeling about each other moving forward.
I honestly, I feel bad because no one likes to have their life just smeared all over, right? I'll start by saying that. But, and people say as being a celebrity, that we're going to talk about you. We know that, that we're going to have our opinions, right? And that's cool, but to sit and watch this play out, especially because there's little ones involved, I just feel so bad. And I'm not just saying because I'm a girl's girl, but I genuinely feel bad for Cardi B in this because it's like she has given him not only chance after chance after chance, but to be honest with you, I feel like even before her celebrity, just watching her grow as a person, I feel like she is your typical ride or die chick. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like she held him down the best way that she knew how, because I've never heard him say different. You know what I mean? So I'm rocking with my opinion that I feel like she's that type of chick that's going to hold her man down no matter what. Even before she was this big celebrity, I don't know if you remember, but she was dealing with a dude who went to prison and she held him down. Like even when she had first got with Offset, she was like, this is my partner. I'm going to rock with him. I'm going to make sure he's solid. She's just that type of woman. So for her to actually sit there and marry you, give you these beautiful children, and you betray her like that, and then right after she has the baby, what happens? You see him on a red carpet with another chick. I don't even know who she was, but whatever. I digress. But it was just tacky to me, and I'm going to call it tacky because a woman that holds you down like that, at the end of the day, I really feel like it was a lot of insecurity on his part. And like Cardi B said before, when he was talking about, oh, she cheating on me, she's freaking Cardi B. Who's she gonna cheat on you with? They gonna tell on her. Like, where the receipts, sir? That had to be the most tightest what do you call it? The NDAs in the world. If she had somebody sign that, like you know what I'm saying? They ain't never speaking that because they don't exist. Like, make it make sense. I just feel like he's insecure, and he really, to me, ruined something great. Now, granted, I don't know their day-to-day. I don't know their relationship. A lot of times it might boil down to maybe they weren't compatible. But I saw their red carpets. The way that he moved her hair out of her face, the way that he, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. What about you? Because like I said, it looked like they were so in love, right? And of course, we can all fake things like that. But like I said, the way he looked at her, the way he moved her hair out of her face, make sure her clothes was solid, made sure I've seen real relationships, people that don't deal with infidelities, they look at each other like that. So because they had such a dynamic that I think us as young Black people looking up to them in that culture, they both at the head of their game. Do you feel like us looking at them, do you feel like they let us down as fans, or do you feel like they genuinely weren't compatible to begin with? Like, what? I don't know, Tina. What do you think?
You know, it's interesting. They're an interesting couple to me. You know, a lot of people feel like they, have said like they don't see them together. They don't know why. I get it. I think he has an interesting fashion sense. He's kind of boisterous. He does have children and he seems pretty big on family, like to have, a really good connection with his kids. That seems like that's something that's really important to her. She seems very outspoken. So I think, what I feel like it is maybe like in the beginning, he was with Amigos. They had a lot of success going on. Things were popping. They had videos coming out. She was at, the height of her career and everything was kind of great. And then I think as you see them moving through their relationship, not only is she having children, which kind of starts to center some of the attention more so around the kids and, homemaking and making sure that they're good versus giving your spouse as much attention as they may have been used to. But also she started to kind of branch off and get involved in other things like fashion, sponsored deals, all kinds of things. And I feel like she's making, appearances. She's, has the music out. She's on cover of magazines. She's, wearing different fashion, in editorials. And it's like around that time, you kind of see his career kind of, I don't want to say tapering off, but he's not doing, I would say, as much as you saw him do in the past because of, some of the tensions and frictions that were allegedly happening within his group. And so I think it may have been kind of a combination of, some of that attention being taken off of him and putting more so on the children, her being away, performing and being on tour and doing shoots and all these different things. But then also like kind of like her career popping, and his, I still think he's a great artist. I wouldn't say it's completely fizzled out, but he, I would say that as a solo artist, he wasn't dropping as much music as he was dropping in the beginning of their relationship. And so sometimes when you have to take a backseat to what your partner's doing, that can sometimes cause a little bit of, I don't want to say resentment, but it can cause a little tension in the relationship. And then a lot of people aren't aware that Offset has been in the public eye for a very long time. Like I think he was doing like appearances like as a child, previous dancer. So he's used to having, the spotlight and attention on him. And even with Amigos, they're kind of like a flashy kind of group, a lot of style going on, some alternative looks and things like that. So to have Cardi kind of, starting to make appearances in movies and doing all these different things, I think maybe that might have had a bearing. And a lot of times when men start stepping out on women in situations like that, if you ever notice, they always go get someone that doesn't really have that same, like, how they say, let me upgrade you. No disrespect to the women out there, but a lot of times, that side chick doesn't really have as much popping as the main chick, if you will. And I feel like to a certain extent, that's kind of what you're seeing because you don't hear as much about the women. You hear about them, but not like you do Cardi. You know what I mean? What's your thoughts on that? Do you feel like, there could be some insecurities that might have led to that? Do you feel like it's just kind of what goes along with the hip hop, worlds? Like, what are your thoughts about, what you may be seeing happening in the media between both of them in their relationship?
I think you said it. I mean, it's like, and like I said, the young lady who I seen on the red carpet with him, I don't know her. So I maybe I'm not abreast of who these people are. I mean, she's gorgeous. She is. She was absolutely beautiful. But like you said, she didn't have that thing. You know what I'm saying? Because Cardi B got like that. You know what I'm saying? That thing about her. And so a lot of times with that insecurity that he might have, I think that, not saying that he had to, I think that because of her celebrity and where she kind of was going in her personal career, right? And because his wasn't, like you said, kind of not really fizzling out, but isn't as popping as Cardi's, I think that he had to kind of get somebody who was a little bit more subdued and not as flashy and not as popping to kind of put himself back up, like, you know what I mean? Because he did kind of have the airs about him when he was walking that red carpet and in pictures and stuff, almost like, yeah, look at me, I'm back on top. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't have to diminish himself, right? And that has nothing to do with us ladies, by the way. I just want to put that out there. It had nothing to do with Cardi. Cardi could be sexing him every night. Cardi could be rubbing his feet every night. It has nothing to do with anything that she did. An insecure man is going to be insecure with or without. You know what I'm saying? A woman being strong, weak, or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? And just how that young lady got him, because technically he was still married and just had a baby, is the quickest way she gonna lose him. Because you are not different. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about these men moving on. And because they're so in the public, it makes it kind of hard for them to kind of move on to something else, because we see how you are. We see how you treating your wife. And you know what I'm saying? Granted, you are a great father, because I see that, right? And no one's come and said anything different, right? I love the way he looks at his daughters, especially. You know what I mean? I think it's so beautiful. So I don't want to take that away from him. But you're a great father, but you need to work on being a good partner, sir. Like, you know what I mean? So that new lady that's coming along, whether she's here for a reason or just a season, that's all it is. It's a rebound, and rebounds are you know what I'm saying? They move along from it. That's not nothing solid, you know what I'm saying? Like Cardi B said in her song, she don't even know your middle name. You know what I'm saying? That woman that stood beside you and walked down that altar to get to you, you know what I'm saying? That's the one that you need to hold down. You know what I'm saying? So just to let something go, something so beautiful on the outside looking in, it did. It seemed like it was something so amazing. And I was rooting for them, even though he had cheated on her so early on. I still was rooting for them. You know what I mean? But now to me, ain't no get back from him. Ain't no get back. She too beautiful. You got too much things popping or whatever. And I never want to say, oh, you're too good for him or whatever. But being a big sister to Cardi B in my eyes, honey, move on. Move on. It's time to move on, bro. Time to move on.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like when he did that grand gesture, bringing out, the flowers on the stage, like while she was performing and all that, and she took him back.
I just want to tell you on side, bro. In front of the world, I love you.
Fellas, let me tell you something. If you get caught cheating and your woman takes you back, like you've got to learn your lesson. If you got the kind of woman like her, she's feisty, she's outspoken, and she's pretty much at the top of her game. She's attractive. She's got, popping music out there. She's got a media persona. She's definitely got a few different diverse talents as far as like different, forms of media that she can be involved in. There's no reason that she's not going to be winning out here. And that's with her being herself, you know what I'm saying? So people just love who she is, just, who she naturally is, right? So, I feel like when he made that gesture to get her back and she took him back, I feel like at that point, it was time to kind of get your stuff together. You know what I'm saying? So for him to repeat that mistake and do that all over again. Now, I know he said that she was out there stepping out. I don't know, allegedly. I don't know if it was true or not. But I will say that he's had a track record of doing this. And the young lady that he was stepping out with, he's been known to step out with before. And, she's caught some heat behind, him stepping out with this woman before. And so it's only going to trigger, the experiences that she went through before. I don't know why he would turn around and do the same thing again. And then to top it off, to know that you've done this and then to go out into the media and just brag about it. It's not even the first time, or I don't want to say the first time. I don't know if it was the first time, but the first time that it was public, he seemed remorseful about it. This time it's almost like he feels like he's got some bragging rights or whatever. And he's successful, and he's got things going on in his own right. I'm sure there's lots of people that would be attracted to him, but I just feel like making videos about who he's going to basically smash next and who he can have access to. I don't know that is the best way to go about it, especially when you know that you had, a child on the way and now you've got this new baby in the world. It's like, that's the time when you need the most family unity. And I'm pretty sure she needs the most support as a mother at that particular point. So I don't fault her. I feel like you seeing Cardi do what she's always done, which is she expresses herself when she feels like it. And I think she's had enough.
I don't know. For some reason, she looks like she's done to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like you reach that point where you just like, enough is enough. And not only that, you're embarrassing this young lady. You know what I mean? Like, she keep taking you back. And just to take a step back a little bit, because her personality is so feisty, when I see them two together, she's kind of submissive to him in the sense that she falls in line as a wife. So again, that makes her even more dope. You know what I mean? To me. So it's like, I don't know what happens behind the scenes, but he hasn't given us any valid reasons why he feels it necessary to embarrass this young lady like that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say that first. But secondly, I think she's just over being not only being her heart broken, but because she is human, right? So take the celebrity away. This woman keeps taking you back, and you keep doing this to her, but then putting the celebrity back in. Now at this point, she's embarrassed. You know what I mean? You keep cheating on her, and you are embarrassing her. So yeah, we might see that the firecracker that's on social media capping on him. You know what I mean? But at home, I'm pretty sure she's holding her babies crying. And that breaks my heart, because it's like, you have done this to her. So therefore, you have created this space where she is now probably feeling unsafe. And like, men, let's wait. If you're not ready for that woman where you're at right now, and you're emotionally unavailable, and you are insecure, and you're not ready, get out her DMs. He shouldn't have never stepped to that woman, because he knew he wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? He was not ready. And then even at the point where he felt like he was ready to step to this woman who was ready, have your shit together. You know what I'm saying? So now you have left a woman who was once strong. You have left her broken in a sense. You have chipped away at her in a sense to where now, and when the fact that she is ready to move on, now she has a wall a little bit higher for the man who is right for her. You know what I mean? Mr. Right could walk into Cardi's life, and she might even recognize all the great things, just like Ciara did with Russell, right? You see this man, and I just hope that she's as smart as Ciara and actually just takes a hold and does not let go. Because Cardi, don't go back. That's girl, don't go back, because you are amazing, you are beautiful, you are talented, you have a beautiful family, and just like I say, thank you for the kids. Thank you for helping me bless the world with these beautiful children. But girl, move on, because you are worthy. You are worthy, Cardi.